Welcome to the Real Change Podcast, brought to you by the Boys and Girls Clubs, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Edmonton and area, otherwise known as BGC Bigs. I'm your host, Harper. BGC Bigs is a community-supported organization committed to the healthy development of young people just like me. This is the Real Change Podcast. Real kids, real mentors, real impact, real change. Good day, listeners. Harper here. We're back with another episode of the Real Change Podcast. I'm here today with Jordan, Chan, and Suzanne Plett. Jordan and Suzanne are, you guessed it, mentors with BGC Bigs. But they aren't your typical mentors because Jordan and Suzanne are mentors with BGC Bigs in school mentoring program. Jordan and Suzanne, welcome to the show. Let's dive right in. As you might know, the goal of this podcast is to inspire other people to volunteer to be a mentor at BGC Bigs. So I always like to ask my guests, what inspired you to want to become a mentor? Jordan, why don't you start?
Yeah, I'll start. So I moved here from Vancouver to Edmonton in 2016, and I started my undergraduate. And a lot of my volunteering initially worked with, like geriatrics, so people who are a bit older. And I really want to find some experiences working with younger children because I want to work in the medical profession, and then you'll have patients that are both young and old. So that kind of inspired me to, join the Boys and Girls Club and mentor some younger children. Suzanne, I'll pass it to you.
So I was inspired. One of my teammates, I play ball hockey. She came into the locker room and just looked like she was wearing the world on her shoulders. She was so sad. So I asked her, I was like, what is going on? So she explained that she was running the after-school program at one of the schools, and just how the struggle was to get people to come in and volunteer and work with the kids. And I was like, I've got an hour a week, like sign me up. And best decision ever. Love it.
So you were by choice?
Yes, I guess you could say that.
You were inspired by somebody else.
That is correct.
Okay, it's kind of cool. You're both a very special kind of mentor because you meet with your mentees at their school during the day. Why did you choose to become an in-school mentor instead of becoming a traditional mentor, like big brother, big sister, or big sibling?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. So like I said, I came here for undergrad, and then when I first started, I was only like 20. So I didn't actually have a car or any means of transportation. So I was really trying to look for an opportunity close to the University of Alberta. And Garneau School just happens to be like a 5-minute walk. So that's why I chose to do in-school mentoring. And I'm glad I chose that, actually. So this opportunity, I got to interact with not just my mentee, but also children at the school. So a lot of times it's not just one-on-one. Sometimes we join in on class activities. We play dodgeball, we play soccer. So it's like a whole group activity, and it's really fun. So I have no regrets joining the in-school program, at least.
Mm-hmm. I did the in-school program because I'm quite active after work hours. I have like my own sports, and then I have my niece and nephews that we help out in traveling and watching their sports and stuff. So in school was just really a good time for like myself to be able to officially dedicate that hour every week. So it made it much easier for myself to do at that time.
I partly understand that, but at the same time, don't understand being very active after school or work or anything.
I play a lot of ball hockey, so I'm in like a lot of sports myself. I box and play ball hockey. So I'm either in a gym or at a rink as soon as like work finishes. So being able to do that during the work week was fantastic for myself.
You better watch out, she's scary.
She can rough you up.
I don't want to do that.
No.
It's so cool that you get to meet with your mentee during the school day. Suzanne, I heard that one of your favorite things to do with your mentee is share lunches from different cultural cuisines. Is there a favorite cuisine that you've tried together?
So far, her favorite was sushi. So I always bring up our backup is always Mr. Noodles. That's like a guaranteed. So if our adventure that day fails, we always have Mr. Noodles. But so far, our favorite was sushi by far.
I understand that. I love sushi.
Yeah.
I had it the other day actually, and I had like 6 plates.
Oh,
my God.
wow.
You should go all you can eat sometime. You can get as many plates as you want.
Sushi's good.
Yeah,
It
sushi
is
is
Everything
good.
you
good.
need to do.
No
Rice,
disagreements.
seaweed. I don't even know what else. Vegetables.
Fish, vegetables.
Crab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Is it caviar?
If you're having caviar with your sushi, then you're going to a nice place. But yeah, caviar is an option for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yummy. My friend's mom used to put caviar on top of the sushi.
awesome.
So
Nice.
good. Jordan, you have been an in-school mentor for 5 years, and you've had 4 different mentees in that time. What is it that makes you keep coming back year after year?
Yeah, I recounted, and I've had 5 mentees, and it's been in the past 6 years. So yeah, I've had a lot of experience with the in-school program. I think just watching their progress from week to week has been very fulfilling for me, and it has been really fun for me to watch them progress from week to week. We focus on many different things, at least with my mentees. So some might be academic, some might be working with their social anxiety, working with their communication, and just seeing them improve starting from September and then ending in June. Watching that improvement has been it's been so good for me. And that's why I keep coming back week to week.
So, you've been working there you've been going back for 6 years? Or
Yeah, I
5
before I
different
came to the
mentees?
podcast, I decided to count back how long I've worked. And yeah, I started in 2018 and I've had 5
Oh
mentees.
my goodness.
So it's been a long ride. It's been a long journey, but I'm so glad I've done this and got this experience.
Hey, you helped a bunch of different people, so
Yeah, I
there's
definitely
always,
did.
there's a good thing in that. So
Yeah,
you did
for
a good
sure.
thing. You did the right
Yeah.
thing. Suzanne, I read that when you first started mentoring your mentee, you felt like you had to gain their trust so that they would be more comfortable opening to you. What kinds of things did you do to try and earn their trust?
So the first thing we did is she loves volleyball and she was on the volleyball team. So I made sure that we got some knee pads going, and every time we met, we'd go and we'd do that. So it was like an activity that was close to her. And then she also would like teach me some new moves. So we'd do that for a little bit. And then also with sharing the meal came a good time to have conversations. So she'd start to talk to me about her family and a little bit about her friends and activities they were doing or struggles they were having in their friendships. So it took us about 5 months to really build trust. So
Yeah, I'll just add on to that. I think gaining trust is very difficult. When you first meet, like, you're strangers, right? So I think one of the first steps, at least for a mentor, what you should do is at least try to be friends first. I know we have that 20-20-20 system in place. So like 20 minutes homework, 20 minutes reading, and then 20 minutes fun time. But in reality, the first month or two, it might just have to be fun time because you need to get to know each other. You need to do some fun activities together, become friends. Then you can really start that mentoring mentee relationship, right?
I don't like doing homework, so
Fair enough.
the first, if I was a mentee, the first few months would have to be fun time,
Yeah,
yeah,
I totally agree.
or else.
It's so difficult. Like
it is.
you just have a stranger there telling you to do homework. Like, why should you listen to them, right? So you gotta
I
first
don't
be
know
friends.
you.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know you, so
Get to
gotta
work
establish
with
that trust, that friendship,
Yeah.
that connection, and then we can start doing the actual mentoring, right?
Was there a particular moment when you knew that your mentee trusted you?
Do you want to go first, Sue?
For me, it was the moment that my mentee actually asked me to show her something in math. She was like, okay, we're going to set a timer. So that part was like strictly the 20 minutes of schooling. And she's like, and then I do really need you to show me this one thing. And I was like, wow, excellent. So it was great because I'm much older. And so our math is not the math you guys know. Yeah, it is not at all close. So it was great. We got to pull up YouTube. We both got to watch it, have a bit of a discussion on our understanding of it, and then learned it together and did a whole bunch of examples. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, same thing. So like that transition that I was talking about from building a friendship to actually mentoring and helping them out with their homework and their academics. So the moment for me was with one of my more recent mentors, Kaiden, or mentees, Kaiden. So originally, all we did was like, have fun, play outside, go on the swings, play on the monkey bars. And then I can tell he started to trust me when I, started bringing up, let's do some reading, let's do some homework. And he started opening up and said, okay, I'll like read one book today. And then that became 2 books, 3 books, 4 books. And I can see that trust being established between me and Kaiden. So that's one moment I had, at least with one of my more recent mentees.
I don't like reading.
I think most kids prefer not to if they have the choice, but it's important. It's important.
That's what I like about what you mentioned, because
Mhm.
if I was a mentee and somebody I barely knew was telling me to read, I would definitely say no. And the fact that he kept reading, she,
Yeah.
I don't know, started reading more books
Yeah.
every couple days, months, I don't know.
hmm
That shows a big, trust.
Trust. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because I don't like reading.
Yeah.
And,
It's hard to get kids to read,
It is.
especially with computers and technology. It's hard to get them
yeah.
off of that and actually transitioning towards books.
Mhm.
So I think that really it's a good sign of trust.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Your mentee actually believes in what you say and that
Yep.
they treat you with respect.
I barely do that. So good for them.
Yeah.
Jordan, in all the years you've been in a school mentor,
Mhm.
do you have a favorite memory that stands out?
Yeah, I have a few memories. I'm gonna try to pick one. So it's a memory that stands out, but it's not necessarily a happy memory. So my, I guess, mentee from last year, Genesis, we had a really good connection. So he was actually waiting for a mentor for a very long time. I think over a year, if not 2 years. And when he finally, got picked to have a mentor, he was very happy, ecstatic, and me as well, right? So we established this connection really quickly, and we built a really strong friendship. And we're really focusing on, his reading and his math. And I saw a lot of progress in that area. And unfortunately, his parents were getting a divorce, and it was a whole messy situation. And he had to move away. And I just remember that last meeting being, very sad.
Yeah.
And, it was something that definitely sticks in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a happy memory, but it's one that, it's the first that I recall. So I don't know if Suzanne has any memories along those lines or a happier memory, hopefully, with your mentoring.
Probably my favorite moment. We started after volleyball was done. Our activity together was we started watching some of her favorite Disney movies. And one of them, I forget what it's called. It's the gentleman that he's a piano player. And
Oh, is it the Pixar movie?
yes.
Soul?
Soul.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah.
We started watching Soul, and at the end of it, we had a conversation about what we thought upstairs would kind of look like in our purpose and where it comes from, and so it was really neat because it was just quite an adult conversation. I thought, like the topic, and her views and opinions were just so amazing that it was one of my favorite heart-to-heart kind of conversations. So
You
it
actually
was
trigger
great.
another memory. So back in 2021, during the pandemic, we had to do a lot of the mentoring online. So what we did was we watched Star Wars movies. I don't know if Harper knows Star Wars. It's a bit older generation, but we used to watch Star Wars, and similarly, we watched the movie, and then we talk about it, and a lot of really mature and adult conversations came out of that.
And it's quite interesting.
It's definitely a memory that it's been a while, but you just brought it back, you unlocked it. So
Yeah.
that's super cool.
Sorry, I just had to drink water. That is some good but bad memories.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
have a bit of both. Some good, some bad.
It's a mix.
Yeah, but that's the reality of mentoring, right? It's not always sunshine and rainbows. There's the other
Yeah.
side when you have to say goodbye, right? And there's some bad memories associated with that, but that's just the reality of it.
Not always happy.
Yeah, it's not always happy times. So we try our best to make it as happy as we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
There should be no bad mentors.
Yes,
Yes,
I agree.
I know.
Yeah. We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Again,
Yeah.
she will come for you.
Yeah, she will come for you.
Visiting a school as an adult must be a really strange experience.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Is there anything you've both noticed that stands out being very different from when you guys were in school? Like different technology that's available, different styles of teaching,
Mhm.
even the way classrooms are set up.
Oh yeah, you guys all have your own Chromebooks, like your own
Yeah.
laptops. We never had that. We had our own, like I'm still a little bit younger, but we had our own computer room, and it's like limited access. Like those computers were very, very expensive back then.
Yeah.
Now it's probably like it doesn't cost
We-
that much.
Even when I was like grade 1,
Yeah.
grade 2, we had our own computer room in the middle of the library.
That's crazy.
And we had like, I don't know what it's called, but like they have it at arcades. I'm pretty sure there's this little ball and you roll it up.
Oh, like those games
Yeah.
that you play. Like
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
had little like jackpot thingamabobs we'd always play
Mhm.
when our teacher would let us. We'd have to draw things, make little pizzas, stuff like that. We had these little Chromebooks, the little mice, and then they took it away and
took
gave
it
us our
away.
own Chromebooks.
Wow.
I miss those things.
Yeah,
they were so fun.
mhm. We never had that. So like I said, we have our own dedicated computer room, like 1 hour at most per day. Like no playing games on it. You're just working on your typing and that's it. But when I go mentoring in school, I see every kid holding their own Chromebook, not just Chromebook, iPad too.
Yeah.
iPad, Chromebook, and they're just running around. They get to, work on their projects on their computer. I think that's very different from what I've had when I was
Oh,
in
yeah.
school.
I was so I'm even before computers were even a thing. So I find like the really neat thing. I love looking at the walls and the messages on the walls. Like there's no bullying. There's a whole bunch of like
Yeah.
how to treat each other properly and a bunch of different like cultural learnings on the walls, which I find is amazing because that was not a thing when I was growing up. So I'm like, this is great.
My
Yeah.
current school, we have like the same thing. Like there's specific spots, like small hallways, like right by the doors. They have these little glass, I don't even know, cases, we'll say. And inside will be a bunch of posters that other kids made, like about indigenous stuff. Because nowadays,
Mhm.
a bunch of indigenous things has come back. They're teaching us how to be nice and all that stuff. Like in
Yeah.
English, we have to do indigenous projects, and then there's like no bullying, like you said. There's
Mhm.
writing on the wall about like no bullying, how to treat others, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's very true. My generation, Gen Alpha, this is a lot of different phrases and slang words.
Mhm.
Have you learned any Gen Alpha slang with your mentees?
I'm glad you brought that up. I have, but I realize it's actually not that different. So I think I'm Gen Z millennial, somewhere between that. And we use a lot of slang as well. And we're actually working on a group project. So I got a chance to talk to other students in the classroom. And I actually brought up like, oh, like, is there any like slang words or any like words or phrases you guys use a lot that I might not know of? But actually, like they're pretty similar,
you
and
can kind of
everything,
figure it out.
everything that they said was stuff that I heard of. I know you guys do a lot more like dances now, or like you guys do these like cool dances,
Oh,
like
yeah.
flossing,
Eh.
stuff
Well,
like that.
Flossing and dabbing and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
flossing,
was,
like more action
Yeah,
based.
That was more like 2017 to 2019, right
Yeah.
before COVID started.
Yeah.
Maybe Harper can teach
So,
us a few phrases.
That's
Yeah.
actually my next question.
Yeah.
I have a game I like to play
Uh-huh.
with my guests. I'm going to say some Gen Alpha slang words, and I'm gonna guess.
Oh, this is
and
great.
Get both of you to try and guess what they
Oh,
are.
this is great. I can't wait for this. Okay.
Okay, so your first word is, what do you think Riz means?
So from my understanding, Riz is like charisma. Like you want to riz them up, Like
Riz is
Okay.
short for charisma.
yeah.
So I can just say that, like, Jordan and Suzanne, you both brought so much Riz to our interview today.
Yeah.
That would be like compliment, meaning you both brought so much energy to
Mhm.
our talk today.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
next word is, what do you think bussin means?
Like that's so busting like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's so like it's popping. Like it's going well.
Sue.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
It sounds like something's like
Something positive. Like
hop,
it's good.
cool.
It's busting.
Yeah.
Bussin is another compliment, and it means like very good, excellent, well done.
Yeah.
Like right now, I can say your outfits are bussin.
I'm gonna add that to my vernacular. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add bussin'. That's good.
Okay, last word. This one is for all the points. I didn't even know what this was. Until,
Okay.
I had to
Oh,
search
boy.
it up.
If
so
you don't
it's
know
gonna
it,
be
then
really hard.
Okay.
What does brat summer mean?
Bratz summer?
Yeah.
Is Bratz like the doll, the Bratz doll?
I don't.
You
I
don't know? Okay.
think so.
Like I remember there used to be Barbie, and there was like maybe there was something called Bratz. So it was also like a Barbie doll kind
Yeah.
of
Okay.
situation.
It was like it's like a Gen Z Barbie doll. It had
Yeah.
lip filler, piercings.
Oh my.
Yeah. So Bratz summer to me would be like a summer filled with those type of activities. Something I don't know how to put this into words.
Tattoos and piercings. Nice.
Harper, you gotta explain this one to us. I don't think we'll get it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
sort of hard to explain, but brat summer is more like a vibe or a way of being. It means embracing your imperfections and just being yourself, even if it's a little chaotic or a little messy.
Okay.
That's
Brat
really
is
cool. I like that.
knowing you don't have to be perfect all the time, and you shouldn't worry what other people think of you either. So
Nice.
as long as you're not hurting anyone, you're kind of being a brat to people.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, we've reached the end of our time together, but I like to finish each podcast by asking my guests this question.
All right.
If your in-school mentee had a superpower, what do you think their superpower would be? Suzanne, you go first.
Oh man. My mentee is really big on positive energies. So I think hers would be she's very quick to read a room. So I think hers would just be to like make everybody's energy positive. She would just take the negative and just boom, positive.
Gone.
My mentee right now, he's very active. So we do a lot of like running and soccer, dodgeball, basketball. And he's really, really fast. So I think his superpower would be like the Flash, like super speed. Because like we always do foot races. So we line up we like do 100 meters. Yeah, I get a lot of physical activity out of my mentoring sessions. It's like a gym session.
Yep.
So yeah, super speed. He's getting faster and faster every single day. So every time I see him, like he just runs faster. Like at first I had to like, let him win.
Yeah.
And now I'm not even letting, I'm not even like trying to let you win. You're just winning straight up in the foot race.
Ooh.
So I'd say super speed for his superpower.
I have a question of my own to ask.
Yeah.
If your mentee was in the room right now, what do you think your superpower would be?
My superpower? I'm gonna go with super strength because we do a lot of like, I have to lift him up to like the monkey bars and stuff. Sometimes we do like piggyback rides during recess.
Oh.
So I'll go super strength because I gotta do a lot of heavy lifting. And
Cool.
they're getting bigger and bigger.
Oh
every
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Like every week they gain a couple pounds. And I'm like, do you guys get heavier? You guys got taller. So I go superpower, super strength.
I think mine would be just listening. My superpower would be listening and pausing and then responding.
Yeah, I think every mentor needs to have that superpower for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you because sometimes there's days where I just need to, not necessarily a mentor, but like my friends or a teacher. I just have a minute or a couple minutes, or maybe even a couple hours to talk with them. Say like, this day was so good, or this day was so bad, or this happened today, that happened today, whateverness. So
yeah, it's important to talk about
Everybody needs that superpower.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Everybody does.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. For being such great sports, Jordan and Suzanne. I loved hearing about BGC Big's in-school mentoring program. I know some of our listeners will be inspired by you both and they'll want to become in-school mentors just like you. And to our listeners, remember, you don't have to change the future, just the moment. By showing up, you can make a positive change, and it will have a huge ripple effect. Become a volunteer mentor today. Visit bgcbigs.ca/volunteer and stay tuned to the next channel of the episode of the Real Change Podcast. Real kids, real mentor, real impact, real change.